This week, celebrity turds, baby brides, Mount Westmore, and teachers I wish I had. These are some of the things we'll be talking about tonight. I'm Craig. I'm here with Brad and Dave. This is Needless to Say. Let's get this show on the road. Hit that music. I got sucked in by the turd story, and
car, fucking dildo hanging in another car.
Yeah, and you know what? The 9 or 10 hours I devoted to that. All right, and welcome back to Needless to Say. I'm Brad, and I'm here with two guys who smell like the drain pipes at Planned Parenthood.
oh my God. Damn.
Yeah, you know what happened last week? I caught some flack. I let off with a Glee joke last week, and they hadn't even found her yet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people gave me shit for that. So I said, you know what? Embrace this character and go with it.
We should have just let off with someone pouring water into something else.
I just love that last week's episode was all about Cycle and all of their fans are music lovers. And I said, yeah, but she's dead.
Yeah.
She's fucking dead. And you know what's even sadder about that? She wasn't one of the bad ones.
No,
she saved her kid's life and got exhausted. That thing must have been drifting away. That said, I'm not apologizing.
They said, no, they said there was like, I guess there's like strong currents in that. It's a big lake. It's not like a fucking pond or anything.
No.
It's a big lake.
Looks like a man-made thing.
Yeah.
But they said they flooded a valley to fill it because there's full forest underneath there.
Yeah. And there was a lot of vegetation.
Yeah. And I get the feeling she got caught up in something, or at least that was my initial thought. But now it looks like that thing was drifting away from them. And she had just enough energy, like heroically,
like
push the
toss
kid
to get her
the
kid
boat.
onto the boat. And then could you imagine being a 4-year-old watching your mom sink?
Yeah.
Right.
So I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. It's a horrible story, but I will never apologize for that joke. So sorry.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny. We likely won't follow it up because she wasn't a child molester or fucking drug addict.
No, exactly. Exactly. Those are the ones we really like to hammer home.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's just it. Everybody was like, oh, the tragedy of Glee. I'm like, there's only been one.
No. One tragedy.
Well, two. One that it existed. and that this woman died.
Yeah.
Everything else, sorry, Corey. Yes, I know it's an addiction, but this guy had more opportunity than Heinz has varieties, and he still fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a sickness. I get it, but I'm not feeling too bad about that. And then pedophile boy, fuck him.
Fuck yeah.
And he hung himself in a fucking park near a baseball field. He was a pig to the end.
Right.
Yeah. He was probably jerking off. Like the guy from NXS.
Bump,
Yeah.
bump.
Whackity, whackity, whack.
Oxygen. I need you tonight. I can't believe we're getting mileage out of this again. This is old school shit, man.
In a second, I'll be sleeping.
Yeah, so that was my week.
Don't asphyxiate. Don't fucking. What was that? Pulling those fucking cards.
Asphyxiate. Ejaculate.
Don't asphyxiate. Trying to ejaculate.
Oh, my God. Holy shit.
Yep.
That was the first great segment we ever had on this show, was In Excess.
Yeah.
That was the best.
When we talked about them interviewing
the rock star In Excess.
Yeah, when they were interviewing new singers.
And they said, one of the questions was, do you carry rope on tour with you?
Do you own rope and do you take it with you on tour?
And do you value oxygen?
Yeah, do you value
It was at that point that Chris Cornell got up and left without a word.
Yeah.
Well, that was the point of the episode.
Yeah.
Because Tom Petty had just died.
Right.
And we were not having it. We were just so anti-rockstar. No, Craig backed off of it. Mike backed off completely. I've maintained this love of dead celebrities, and it's just kind of become our thing. But the roots of that was that episode, and the best part about that was we tried recording that Friday night, failed miserably, did it on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, with coffee,
with coffees, and eventually a few beers.
Yeah,
but ultimately we were trying to make up for a lost night. And then we ended up coming with the segment that probably got this show going.
Yeah. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Well, it's not the person themselves. It's all the stupid
the
shit
scenario
that comes
around
afterwards.
it. Yeah.
Like all the people like, oh my God, it's a loss to... No.
I'm so sad.
It's not.
I'm so sad. Right. I got to go to Walmart. I got to go buy new shoes.
Right. The homeboy OD'd on drugs.
Yep. Yeah.
Why are you upset about that? If it was anybody else, you wouldn't care.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Oh, why? Because he pretended to sing on a Fox show?
Right. Yeah. It was already canceled. It was already canceled.
Oh, no. He died during.
Oh, did he?
It was tragic because the writing was already bad and it just got infinitely worse.
Right.
Yep.
Way to go, Corey.
Oh, shit.
And then again, perv boy. What? Seriously, you hung yourself next to a playground?
Next to a playground.
Why?
Yep. He was so sad and sorry. He wanted the kids to see him.
Yeah. One last goodbye.
Yeah, look how sorry I am.
With his fly down.
Yeah. Look closer.
His bullshit fake mohawk and, oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
It's not fake.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what
to give the playground one last parallel bar.
Yeah.
I feel like with that haircut, I feel like you should grow your beard like an inch longer, serve me an IPA, and throw an axe.
I'll do that. Fuck it, I'll do that.
That's what you. I mean, the flannel was just the beginning, but now you're truly a fucking hipster.
Yep.
Minus the hip.
Hey, I did, my little guy was like, he needed a haircut. We usually cut it in the summer.
Yeah.
He's like, I want a mohawk. So Ray and I looked at each other like, all right, sit down. Give him a fucking mohawk. And he goes, your turn, Daddy. And I was like, fuck it, why not?
Fuck it, just do it.
Not?
Why not?
One of the things you sent us was, I can't wait for his mom to see this.
Oh my God.
Let's hear about that reaction. And by the way, this is not a segment.
No.
How was your week, Dave?
That was my. What was amazing is right after I looked at Ray and I'm like, this is my entire weekend review right now. Because we just did it. Like we gave him the haircut, but we knew there'd be something. So recently, my oldest has been going back to her mother's house. She hasn't really been sleeping in the house too much. That's a totally separate issue I'm not going to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
So we knew in a few hours he was going to see his mom for a minute or two. So Rand and I were like, just the anticipation. It was almost like we were waiting for trick-or-treaters to come to the house.
Yeah.
Like we're just like sitting in the windows watching. Daddy, what are you doing? Nothing. Go play.
Yeah. That's great.
So we just like, so she showed up. My oldest was leaving. She's like, all right, I'll see you guys in the morning. And little man goes out the door. And usually we'd go out and just say bye, but we were like, let's watch.
Yeah.
So we just kind of peeked out the window, like a couple of creeps, just like right over the window, so you can just see our noses and eyes. Right? So we're just watching, and we see her talking, and we could see her doing her fake motions, like, "Oh, it looks great! That's awesome! This and that." And we were like, like throwing elbows, like, did you
wait
see
for
it?
the text.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly. She goes, "How long before we get a text?" I'm like, "She won't even be home before we get it."
Yep.
Sure enough, 10 minutes later, text comes through. She's like, basically, it was saying this, cool that he did that. I don't want him dyeing his hair. I told him he's too young. I'm like, we already told him he could while we were cutting it. Oh, yeah. And then she followed up with, I just wanted to give you a heads up, which we didn't respond to, which is her way of saying, I don't want this to happen.
Yep.
But go fuck yourself. It's going to happen. Yeah. We're not going to permanently dye his hair.
Yeah.
It'll wash out in a couple weeks. So fuck you. It's the middle of the summer, and they're not going back to school anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, he's just having a little fun.
He's old enough to know
He's
what he
old
wants.
enough to, yeah.
The kid, every morning, the kid woke up, he's like, can we do my hair? Sure.
Yeah.
The kid just wants to rock it, so. But the whole time, she and I were in the same
Please tell me you texted that to her.
Oh, no.
The kid just wants to rock it.
Oh, no, I didn't. No, she doesn't get the courtesy of me explaining anything. Fuck her.
Or complete sentences.
No, nothing. I don't care. And that's the thing. Like, Rayanne and I, we will have these little they're not disagreements, but it's like we have a different perspective because she's like, I don't want her in my life and all this. I'm like, I don't either. But I'm also at the point where I just totally dismiss her existence. She's there because she has to be. Like, I don't let her impact my life any more than the moment that she's actually there. And that's it.
That's it, yeah.
For Rayanne, it's a little tougher, and I totally get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, fuck, I don't care. She can think whatever she wants to do. I don't give a fuck what she does. It's not impacting my life.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Does she listen?
No.
I was going to say, but if you are, welcome.
Yeah.
Your son's got purple hair.
Yeah. Blue. He wants blue.
Oh, blue.
We've already ordered it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. That's it. Defiance.
But no, it was something like the two of us were just giddy around the house, like, I can't wait for her to be here. Fuck her.
That's great. Fuck her.
Oh my God.
You guys peeking out the window like you're that dude from Glee?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that kid get down the
Neither
steps.
one of his feet are touching the ground.
Yeah. But
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Yeah. It's the dumbest thing. It's his hair. He's 8. It's growing back.
It's growing back. It's summertime. He's not going to school.
That's the
He's
thing.
not-
But it's,
you know.
she has this thing to, she needs to be control
control,
over everything. That's all it is. Like, it's fucking hair. It's hair.
Yeah.
Unless you're my father, it's growing back.
Well, that was like Rob's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Now, when she was, I was like wicked mad at her when her and Rob broke up. I was like, fuck her. She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And I remember when he finally, I didn't like her to begin with. So when he's told me they were breaking up, they were getting a divorce, I was like, good, I can make fun of her now. And it got to a point where we were sitting at the house during the Super Bowl, and she called. Rob was in the bathroom. She calls my house. Fran answers the phone. She's like, "Oh, it's Anne Marie. She wants to talk to Mike." I'm like, "Well, he's in the bathroom." I said, "Give me the phone. I'll hand it to her."
Were they split up at this point?
Yeah. I'm like, "Give me the phone. I'll hand it to him." Fran gives me the phone. I hang it up. Just put it on the fucking thing. Right? So, but the best was Ryan, their son, was probably about 5.
All right.
And he's got like blondish hair, and it was all like perfect, and
Yeah.
she was all, and I had just shaved my head, and he's like, I want to do that. I'm like, okay. So I go in the house and I get my buzzes and I shave his head. Rob wasn't even there. I just shaved the kid's head right down to not even the one. I used just the metal.
Oh my God.
That's what I use. It's good. That's good.
Rob's like, dude,
Won't cut a
what
kid's
the
ear at all.
fuck? He's like, are you kidding me? He's like, she's gonna fucking kill me. I'm like, you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm fine. He's having fun. Fuck it.
It'll grow. It's hair.
Yeah.
So what?
But she was so fucking mad. It was so funny. But she
It's
tried
a-
calling my house.
It's a control thing. Just because, I didn't give you permission. You don't have to.
Do you know what's crazy? I'm in a happy marriage, and I did the same thing to Ethan. I just shaved his head one day,
Yeah.
and because he was starting to look like a Q-tip in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
So I shaved his fucking head to make it at least human and less like an alien description, and I took care of it. And Melissa didn't even blink. That's the difference. But at first she's like, why didn't we talk about this? And I said, no, it was bothering me, and they're my clippers, and he's my kid. Yeah. And that was the end of it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait to meet your ex, though. She sounds like a doll.
I hope you don't.
Anything else happened this week?
That was the exciting part of the week. I mean, all 3 of them were at the house all week, and I was off, so I'm really needing to get drunk.
But before we do that, and we are going to do that, Dave, you had one good thing in your outline that really does need to get mentioned.
Oh yeah, we have a couple friends who were having a rough week. It'll be a few days before this comes out, but so they had a rough week. So our friends Joey B and Wayne are going through some shit. We don't need to elaborate. We are thinking about you guys. Our hearts go out to you. If there's anything you guys need, you know where to find us. I'm sure the government knows where to find us too. But our hearts go out to you guys. We're here for you. We're thinking about you.
Yeah,
it's what we wanna
don't
say.
hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And Wayne, that's not an open invite just to show up at our house.
Yeah.
But
And by the way, he only knows where one of us lives.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. He made he made a comment once that said, "Dave, I expected your house to be higher up." I was like, "You've never been over."
Yeah.
But
What's even killer is we could get one personality at each of our houses.
that's true. We probably could. Just centrally located. And But no, we joke, but we're thinking about you guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Cheers, guys, and lean on us if needed.
Yep.
Craig, how was your week? I know that you've got a story, and I feel like this is the last Harry Potter book. All right, is there going to be a big emotional payoff or not? Craig, most of us have been through the saga. We even talked about it when we were in a rock club a week ago.
Yep.
Can we just wrap this bitch up?
Yep.
You know what just occurred to me?
What?
Is Craig's pool saga is like your saga from the winter where you were like, I'm not gonna have a job next week, and this went on for months.
Yep.
So
It was
this
just
is
like
Craig's
that.
version of
Yeah, but
of
you know
this.
what? Just like Craig got his pool, I also got what I expected.
That's right. That's true.
Yep.
So, Craig, why don't you fill in the details?
The pool is done. It's just so much.
Well, it's like
Finally-
96% done.
Yeah, there's just now it's just like odds and ends that they're bouncing, but I can go swimming. You know what I
You
mean?
can jump in if you want.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was so long, it was stressful. Just wait, and it wasn't anybody's fault. We got, with this whole fucking virus shit, things were closed down, so things were tough to get, were taking longer to get. So it wasn't anybody's fault. The guy who's put in my pool, Joe, is phenomenal. I couldn't. He's just been great.
Well, from what you've said about the things he's done to make up for the delays
Which he didn't.
that he didn't have to do, nor
do.
did he charge you for.
No, and he charged
This
me
guy-
for none
We
of it.
should indicate the delays. If you're new here, those delays, not this company's fault.
No,
Right.
they weren't.
100% result of COVID, shipping restrictions, interstate restrictions,
Yes.
and everything else. I think you should name drop them. I think you should.
No,
There was one mistake
yeah,
that in normal circumstances would have set you back a week.
yeah. He's Brookside Construction out of Cranston, Rhode Island.
Perfect.
His name's Joe. This guy is a beast. I mean, they've done so much extra just because he felt like he had to, and he didn't have to.
He did what was right to get
Yeah.
the job done. That's the
Exactly.
And
thing.
he went over and above. He actually
Yeah.
offered to drive over state lines, which is now not permitted again because of COVID restrictions.
Multiple state lines.
Multiple state lines, and he offered to do it just to satisfy the customer.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's kind of lost in this day and age, and it's something that needs to be called out. That's the only reason I'm calling him out here.
he was going to do it was like a 5-hour drive.
He was willing to drive through Connecticut.
yeah.
Like, fuck that. Like, listen,
Yeah.
if I had my way, I would line up bulldozers in Massachusetts and push Connecticut into Long Island Sound.
We didn't
Yep.
want it.
Right? Like Bridgeport would be a description of the entire state.
Yeah.
That's all it would be.
Yeah.
Bridges.
Bridge.
I think it's a pretty good microcosm now.
Yeah. Fuck Connecticut.
I agree. I agree. I'd rather drive backwards through Tennessee.
Right? They're the dingleberry you can't quite wipe off and you don't want to just go pluck it. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I'm not going to agree with that, dude. Clean better.
So, but the best is the world's always going to throw something at me though. It can't just go perfect. I mean, it wasn't going perfect, but it was finally. So Wednesday he's like, it's here. We got it. I will be there first thing in the morning. We're going to get this thing done. So this is Wednesday.
Eastern culture would call that karma.
Yeah. So I wasn't working Thursday. We didn't have a job scheduled. We were, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to look for anything because I could have probably got a job. Made a few calls and got something. I'm like, called my business partner. I'm like,
Go to South Providence with a 20, get a job.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to stay home tomorrow. I said, forget it. The pool's coming. So he's like, yeah. So now I'm excited. So I celebrate. I crack open some beers. I walk to the liquor store and get more beers. And I come
and
home.
I was doing this in real time with him.
Yeah.
Walk to the liquor store, past the church and all the dead people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, if that doesn't make you want to drink.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm alive and not molested.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
It is a good tune.
We should play that one out.
But I go back home, so now I'm potting it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not like crazy, but so now I got a good buzz. It's like 11:30. I'm like, I'm going to bed. So I let the dogs out. I'm like, one more time before you come. I hear scrambling and crazy shit going on. So I open the door. The other two dogs shoot in the house like a rocket. Dummy, Molly, is coming, like running, but shaking her head. I'm like, oh no, I can smell it, skunk.
Oh.
And she got blasted in the face again. Now, her head finally just stopped stinking like 2 weeks ago. Like, she's just fucking again. I'm like, it's been like 3 months. You got blasted in the face 3 months ago. You didn't remember? Like, those things do that. She's such an idiot. So yeah. So now it's 11:30.
Did you name her Molly because she looks like she takes it?
Yeah. So now it's fucking. I'm standing in the doorway holding my dog, but like I got her like in a bear hug, and it's just getting all over me.
Right, now it's rubbing on you.
And I'm yelling because Fran is sleeping on the couch. And I'm like, Fran, get up. Fran, get up. And she's like, what? All slow, like, what? What do you need? Like, get the fucking open the bathroom door.
She's yawning like some prince just kissed her awake. She's like,
exactly.
Do you know what's funny? Craig angry sounds like Fran normally.
yeah.
Yep.
At least according to that depiction.
Right.
So the good thing is, because I know my dogs are idiots, I keep a supply of that Nature's Miracle stuff,
Yep,
the skunk spray, the odor remover. I keep a stock of that shit on hand. So I throw the dog in the shower, because I don't have I got the glass doors.
Yep.
So I shut the doors. I run downstairs to get that stuff, run upstairs, soak her with it, shut the door, let her sit in there for fucking 10 minutes with it on her, and then I rinsed it off. But the whole time I'm all buzzed out, so I'm like a pinball fucking trying to get through everything. Fucking, I'm like my shoulders were bruised and shit from hitting door jams. I'm trying to do everything so fast.
He's got flecks of drywall on the sides of his eyebrows.
It was fucking awful.
What happened to you, stucco?
Yeah. But yeah, so then fucking I threw my clothes out.
You have to.
I had to throw my clothes out.
We were going to recommend that anyway.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, so I throw the clothes out, and then in the morning I get up and I'm like, I'm like, she had to have like rubbed on something or something. It stinks in here wicked bad. Going through the whole house. This is my clothes in the trash.
Yeah, because at one point you wrote us and said, "Oh, it's fading."
Yeah.
And then you were good with it. And then all of a sudden, the next morning, you're like, no, it's still everywhere.
Yeah.
I think you said it was right outside my window. My air conditioner's acting like a filter in my car.
That's what it was.
It was blowing in fucking skunk stink through my air conditioner into my living room because it happened right outside, right where the air conditioner is. So it was just like a fucking car air freshener, like skunk. I was like, so all I did was sit on the couch and pretend that my neighbors had good weed. Just so it wasn't disgusting,
I'm in Snoop's green room right now.
Yeah, exactly. I was just trying anything to not remind me it came out of an animal's ass.
But the pool's done.
Yeah.
And work was great, right?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Brad, you had your first full week of work in a while.
Work was great. I got nothing else to say.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to buck the trend of this show.
That's awesome. Yeah. Breaking down barriers here.
Yeah.
Work's great. Do you know what I love about it? We're efficient.
Nice.
Like when it came to saying hi to me, they said hi.
And that was it.
We're distributed over 7 countries and countless time zones.
Yeah.
They said hi.
Perfect.
And do you know what's amazing? I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am really good with just working.
Yeah, just go.
I kind of like the idea that I can go down there and put my head down and work. And if there happens to be House MD playing on a binge to my left, even better.
Right.
Things are good. I can't complain. Thank you all for putting up with all my nonsense all of these months. And speaking of thank yous, you know what? The one thing we haven't mentioned, thank you to Cycle.
Yes.
We're still talking about these guys.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, we signed a
Christ.
contract at the end of last week's show. They're not going to appear here again until 2024.
They'll be bringing the shirts that Craig brought us.
Yeah.
That's
So
just
they're
it.
gonna drop
We
them off.
ordered a bunch of shirts. They had shirts to buy like right there, and we said no, we're going to order them, put them in the mail, so they can show up here at the same time as the U.S. Postal Service.
Yep.
Well, they didn't have our sizes.
Yeah.
So apparently Seth showed up with a box full of schmediums.
Yeah. And Dave, you are striving for that. You're not there yet,
No, I'm
buddy.
not there.
You're not there yet, buddy. No, seriously,
It was a great night.
we
I'm in
had
the
a fucking
stockable size.
blast. We had a fucking blast. We had such a good time doing it. Everybody that came there, thank you for hanging out with us. We had a lot of people that we never met before that showed up.
Yep.
We got some great audio. For people who are new to the show and new to the band, that was them. And they talked about it to the nth degree. And we love this album, and there's really not much more to say about it. We're just glad that they're family. They're not friends. They're family.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're thrilled to be a part of it. And thanks for inviting us, man. You know, Providence is weird, just like any city.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to be back out.
Yeah,
It was.
exactly. And a big thanks to to Club Alchemy.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
in Providence, Rhode Island, for letting us go in there, letting us be in their way. Well, Dave, and then
Oh my God.
Dave was continuously in their way, but
And I was trying not to be. That was the worst part.
that was the worst part. But they were just great. They did a great job with, doing what they had to do.
They had their shit together with
Yeah.
complying with all the guidelines and regulations, and at the same time, were so cool and relaxed
yeah,
wherever they could be. They were like, "Hey, this is whatever you got to do. This, how about we just do this? Perfect."
perfect.
At one point at the end of the night, I went to the bar because I know that we were getting towards the end. I wanted one more beer,
Yep.
and you're not supposed to go to the bar.
Yeah,
And so the bartender looked at me, never once snapped, never once gave me side eye, never did anything stupid. He just literally said, and he put his hand out. And then he walked around and took my order
And then went back
went
behind
back
the
and
bar.
got it.
went
Yeah.
back behind the bar. He didn't shame me. He didn't make me
Yeah.
feel like I was inconveniencing him. He just did what everybody there did.
we're not
which-
supposed to be at the bar. Just like back up. I'm coming.
Yeah.
And came around and took the
just
order.
like Cycle did, just like everybody in the room
Yep.
did. We made the best of a bad situation. And you know what we did with Cycle? Not only did we get
made
to
it-
hear
it
that
wasn't-
album over big speakers like it should be played, but we also got a great Q&A with them.
Yep.
Which we weren't able to put in the show.
Yeah, we didn't put it in
Yeah.
the show. The best part was Dave. The lead singer's mother was there. So
Yeah.
we started saying stuff in the beginning that we realized she's there. We're like, oh shit, like
We got to tone it down.
we got to tone it down because we don't want to be rude or disrespectful to someone's
Right.
mother.
Fuck the guys in the
especially-
band.
Yeah,
But not her.
But not her. But then we realized how cool she actually was, to a point where during the Q&A, Dave looks at me and says, I'm going to ask them a question. And it's going to be this. What do you think? And I'm like, ooh. And I'm like, as a joke, I'm like, I would ask Seth's mom. And Dave goes, okay. And he just...
So I did.
So he did. And she absolutely fucking loved it.
I did. I leaned in. I said, excuse me. I said, are there any lines I can't cross with questions? And she laughed and said, nope.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, Grandma, buckle up.
And she laughed when you asked the question. She laughed like hell because it was great because we're in a crowd of people, and it's not a crowd. I mean, it was the way it was supposed
They
to
were
be.
on stage
but
and
they
there
were
was
on
an
stage
audience.
And there was
Yeah.
an audience, and Dave asks them. This is a question. He poses it to all of them. You all
And I
have
set
to
it up.
answer this question.
I said something like, it's a question about the dynamic of the band, the relationships you have with each other. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to set him up a little bit.
And he's like, who would you fuck? Who would you marry? And who would you kill? Out of the guys in the band. And it was so fucking funny. The place erupted into fucking laughter. But being the fucking great sports that those guys are, they fucking every single one of them
They all answered.
They all answered.
As they Jay answered that he handed the mic, said, "Your turn."
And like
right
the
down.
best was like there was like a couple of guys that had to think for a minute, and then there was like two guys that were like, "Bang, just answer the question."
Like they had been waiting
to
do just that.
Yeah, and it was great.
Right, it's like they were like, "I killed Seth." Next guy, I killed
That
Seth.
seemed to be the threat, right?
Yeah, and then Seth is laughing. By the third guy, he's kind of like laughing because he had to, and then he's like looking around like,
It's like no one wants to
Hey.
fuck me.
"Yeah."
But the worst part is
I liked Oz too. What the hell?
then we asked his mother what she'd do, and she said, I'd also kill Seth.
No, that was a lot of. It was just.
You know what's
it was
crazy?
A good time.
I actually,
fun.
I had an impromptu meet of Seth's mom earlier in the evening.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Because I pulled Seth aside, and we were behind our table, and we all shared a table. And
Yeah.
we were all hanging out. We were all having a good time. And I came back in from a puff break, and I grabbed him by the shoulder. I said, not for anything, but I had an amazing sex to kill the machine. I said, and I said, thank God it's only 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Just like that. I was just making a bad joke.
So the mother was sitting right there.
And then and Seth looks at me and goes, hey, have you met my mother?
I was like, "Yeah, she heard the song too."
It was the best part of my night because I was right there when it happened. I was right there when it happened, and my eyes lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. I'm like, "Oh, that's his mom!" And then Brad, and just seeing Brad's face, like fucking, just like, oh.
But the best part was she laughed.
Yeah, she
and
thought
then
it was
Seth
funny.
looked over to me and goes, "You ain't gonna offend her."
Yeah, she
And
was
it
awesome.
was just, I said, "Oh, the tone is set." It was
Perfect.
a good fucking night.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, we're gonna have those guys back in this summer. Later this summer, we're gonna have them in here.
Yeah, in studio.
And
We're
you-
gonna do just a show.
They're
and-
going to come in for our show now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not going to talk about music at all. Even, Kaz, who wants to talk about Plato and Socrates and all of his other peers. And we're going to have them in to do headlines and roundups and all the things that we do.
and it'll be a great
And they're
night.
going to be in here as friends, not as a band, not as anything, just as friends. And it's
Yep.
going to be a good time. Again, thank you guys for having us. And let's put a fork in that.
Yep.
So, what's going on this week, guys? I feel like for the first time in ages, we didn't really plan anything, and I've never been happier.
Nah, yeah.
I do have a shit story.
Do you?
So does Johnny Depp. But
Well, that was going to be my story. Like, it wasn't my story, but it was a shit story. Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Yeah. So apparently, Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded weird. I don't know why.
When I went to say it, I was like, Donnie Depp?
Right.
Like, I'm thinking, like, how does this go?
It's like when you look at it, when you say the name Johnny and you think about a man in his mid-50s, it doesn't quite line up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I've
apparently,
just never seen two
Especially
strokes
when
happen simultaneously.
He looks like a fucking catcher's mitt with a fucking handlebar mustache.
Which means you still beat off to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
like, he looks like the mustache on Keith Richards' asshole. Like,
That's why he's playing Keith Richards in that new
that's
movie.
right. It makes perfect sense.
It's all the toilet scenes.
Jesus Christ.
Then I ate a lot of granola. It's just a bunch of pellets.
Are you breeding rabbits?
Oh, it's like just a room full of buckshot. Anyway,
Yep.
so he and his most recent ex, are going through a very public divorce.
Very public.
What's her
Amber
name?
Heard.
Amber Heard.
Amber Turd?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that should be her new
That's
name.
her new name.
Because apparently one of the things that was the final straw for him was a pile of human, quote, feces found on his bed
Yep.
from his ex-wife.
And she tried to blame the dogs, and he immediately said a 3-pound Weimaraner didn't do that. And that's great. That's a quote from the courtroom.
That is now public record forever.
And it went to a point that he actually tried. He was trying to get a DNA sample. Yes, he actually.
Can we rewind? Why are they in court? For anybody who doesn't pay attention to shit journalism,
Yeah.
and I don't mean shit, I mean just bad.
Not fecal journalism.
Yeah, no, fecal journalism is a whole different part of the internet. But I think that we should acknowledge that Johnny Depp is being accused of beating the shit out of his ex.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's what's crazy is a lot of his other exes, because he's good like that,
Yeah.
are standing up for him.
They're like, what are you talking about? He was never violent ever.
This
Right.
guy's been amazing.
Yeah.
He's been drunk.
He's a drunk. He's a mess, but he's never been that guy
He's
to throw fists.
never been violent.
But Amber,
He's been violent with guys, like
Sure.
on set and stuff. He's got a temper, but all his other girlfriends have said. Then we're talking Winona Ryder and a few other famous people were like, "No, that's not the guy I
He
knew."
didn't care when I shit on his bed.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Winona Ryder beat herself up.
yeah,
Do you guys remember
Call
a
it
few
a
weeks
hunch.
ago I told you about that girl in high school we used to call Green Shit Girl?
Yes.
yeah,
That's Winona Ryder.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I feel like she poops leaves that are just kind of bunched together with clay. Like prickly leaves, you know what I mean? Like those,
But
It just becomes landscaping.
yeah, like there's red berries on them.
Was her name Holly?
Right.
Now this isn't the actual divorce case. The case that's been most popularized in the headlines right now is the libel suit that he has against a.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's a libel suit that he has against a British tabloid that called him a woman beater, a wife
So
beater.
all right, so this is about something that was printed about him.
Yeah.
That's not true.
And the divorce went through. Now at first I'm like, okay, I know he's fucked up. I've heard about him. He snapped a couple of times. I know, like on set, he punched some dude. He's
Yeah.
done that before. So I was like, okay, now we're getting the real Johnny
let's be
Depp.
honest, there's been a lot of actors and actresses who have snapped and like lashed
Yeah.
out at people. I
So-
can get it. Like we just talked about how much we don't like people. Imagine having people in your face constantly. I would
Yeah.
snap too.
Yeah,
And this is a world that forgave Charlie Sheen, by the way.
yeah.
Okay,
More
so
than once.
I think Johnny Depp, I mean, he wasn't good at playing that drunk pirate by accident.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, he kind of had the roll down.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't out administering AIDS to people.
but
No,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right. But I think what's going on here is he's basically being accused, even if it's not, it's a libel case right now.
Yeah.
But the undercurrent is that he's an abusive drunk.
right.
Yeah,
And so they put pictures of him passed out and pictures of him soiling himself and pictures. Yeah, you know what? Being a drunk in your own home, as bad as it is not a crime.
it's not, and not only that,
I've soiled myself sober.
Putting it on the internet is a crime.
He hasn't. The one thing is he hasn't denied it either. Like
That was Brad
that was
falling over
Brad.
shit in his own garage.
Yeah. He hasn't he didn't like deny that. He was like, yeah, I was passed out. That was me passed out on the side of the bed.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, yeah, I was fucked up. And they're like, is that cocaine on the table? He's like, probably. You know what I mean? He
Right.
did like he's not denying
So if you
that.
have a man that's like, yeah, I'm probably passed out drunk next to a bunch of cocaine, why would he lie about other things?
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is you start to read more. Like I started after the turd story, I'm like, oh, I got to read more of this. This is getting good.
Can we read about her ex-boyfriends?
So she's been arrested
No.
for hitting someone that she was in a relationship with.
No shit.
Yes. So she has previously been arrested for this. Now the crazy part is the rest of her staff, past assistants, people like that are like, no, she's out of her fucking mind.
Really?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I just kind of grabbed onto this story because feces was involved.
Turds were in it. Yeah.
Yeah, when Johnny Depp is sitting there under oath talking about human feces,
Yep.
yeah, that's a story I'm paying attention
yeah,
to.
exactly.
I don't care about the EW.com/entertainment tonight angle
and
of this
the
story.
The whole thing was, it was funny. I got sucked in by the turd story and and just started doing, and I read, and I pretty much read the whole back catalog. Yeah, that's where this went.
You got to go for the deep cuts.
Yeah.
After you hear the
But-
initial,
'cause you
the
start-
hit,
yeah.
turd story.
So you start hearing the, I wanted to hear the B side,
Yeah, exactly.
But
I have a really good idea of Craig's Pornhub history now.
Subtle turd.
But the important question is she hot enough to get away with shitting on your bed once and you forgive her?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Does she get a turd mulligan?
Was it an accidental turd? You know, or did she hunch over while he was sleeping and squat and just push one out looking at him?
Was it a nice swirl like she coned up on your pillow, or did she try to make you look like you're going into battle against the Pawnee?
So basically, you're asking, did she make like a nice 3D emoji
Right.
on your pillow? Yeah.
So, but my thing is, she's turned out to be such a psycho because you start to realize things like one of her assistants that's worked for her on and off, and I think was currently working for her up until like 2 months ago.
Right.
Went and said, remember when they went to Australia? They had she brought her dogs without filing any of the paperwork.
Oh, I remember this.
Do you remember that? Because
Yeah,
that was a big thing. Because they were like, we're
keeping the
we're
dogs.
keeping the dogs.
Yeah, I remember this.
And there was a big battle about that.
I forgot it was
whole
them.
thing.
I remember that story, but yeah.
And she was claiming something like she did file the paperwork, but it got lost and this and that. And her assistant said she approached him and said, "You're going to say that I filed the paperwork, blah, 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 this and that." And he said he wasn't comfortable with it. He's like, "I'm not comfortable with this lying because this is a legal thing.
This is international travel. You don't fuck with this."
And
Right.
she said, "Well, I really need your help with this, and I'd hate for something to happen, to endanger your job." Basically, like, I'm going to fire you if you don't do this.
No shit.
Yeah. And he was all fucked up, and he did it.
Wow.
And he admitted it. He said, "Yeah." He goes, and then I went.
I never thought I'd reach a point where Johnny Depp was a victim. But
Yeah,
he's
that was
starting
the
to
thing.
feel like one.
No, but
right?
that was the thing. As I'm reading this stuff, I'm sure he wasn't 100% innocent.
How old is he though?
He's probably got bombed, and he's like, "Fuck
he's
you,
in his
you
mid-50s.
fucking
He's
He's
cunt."
got to be in his mid to late 50s.
Yeah, I think he's 56 or something like
All
that.
right. So at this point,
I think
other
look it up.
actors his age. You mentioned Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
You could throw in like Rob Lowe and like that whole group of actors. They've all had their shit come out years ago. You've never heard boo about this guy other than he's a booze bag.
Yeah.
Right. You would think before he met this 25-year-old that he married, right? She's in her early 30s now.
Yeah. He's 57.
You would have heard some shit already.
Well, we smelled it.
Right. He did anyway. Right. Right now, Elon Musk is at home like, it's my shit.
She is 34.
And that's the
She's
crazy
34
part.
now.
She's 34
And
now.
that's the crazy part. Elon Musk is involved.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Elon Musk is actually there's evidence now of Amber Heard with Elon Musk in Johnny Depp's house when Johnny Depp was out of town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the security for the building and a part of the staff that worked in her house. Because that's what one of the guys said in the morning. The staff member came to him and said, "What time did he leave?"
Yeah.
Because he would show up at and this is all while Johnny Depp is off filming. He was showing up at 11 at night and leaving, whenever, or like late morning. He was staying for hours on end. So
They were fucking.
So he was going there. He was banging her and then probably punching her a couple of times
Yeah.
and fucking
I
moved
wonder
on.
if he used that like really high-end Tesla battery
Yeah.
to just fuck her consistently even after he passed out.
Yeah.
It just kept going.
Yeah, he brought us totally like solar powered dildo.
Yeah.
He's got it plugged into some station outside,
Yeah, yeah.
charging station. Imagine there's like car, fucking dildo hanging, then another car.
He calls his
I'll be
asshole.
back in a minute.
He calls his asshole the Hyperloop.
Now, the worst part is it disappointed me because I know he's a weirdo and I know that Elon Musk is fucked up. Because what disappointed
His
me
name is Musk.
Right.
I don't want to know if
He's named after the fragrance from a plane.
I hope he's not a woman beater. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's being anybody.
Because I think he's I think what this guy is doing with his billions of dollars is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's just a weirdo.
He's just a weirdo. He's just like, you know what? We're going to the Mars, and you know what? Everybody's gonna have electric cars, and you know what? I'm gonna fucking you're gonna be able to go to LA in 2 hours. I'm gonna shoot you fucking in a bullet to fucking LA.
The people that make that stuff happen are weirdos.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they're
I
focused.
think Amber Heard thought she was making Oreos and leaving them on Johnny's pillow. Fucked up that joke.
It's
But
shit, miss bitch.
Shit missed. But
I think the best quote in the article, I gotta read it. It's when Johnny Depp was asked about the shit on his bed, and he just goes, "I thought that was an oddly fitting end to the relationship."
yes, he said that. Yeah, that was it. It was over.
You can hear fucking the pirate.
Yeah,
It's Jack Sparrow.
It was.
Do you
Jack
think
Sparrow.
he's like
It was-
he's even
he said-
himself anymore?
He said it had to be her or one of her cohorts. That's what he said in
Who
court.
says cohort
Yeah.
besides a James Bond villain?
But the best is like she invited one of her friends up to the room to shit in the bed while he was sleeping.
Yeah. So I don't envision him being someone that knows who they are anymore. Like you remember that character
I think
Robert
he doesn't
Downey
have to.
No, but do you remember Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder?
Yeah,
I feel like that's Johnny Depp now.
yeah. I think
He doesn't have his own personality or sense of like he is everything he's played up to that point.
I
You know what he
think.
sounds like? He sounds like a beaten man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hashtag
Yeah.
he too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly,
No, it does- it
I'm
does.
joking, but I'm not. Like, he sounds like somebody who was trying to make shit work, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think in between all of the bad spells that they had, they probably had amazing times, which is
Oh,
why
yeah.
they wrote it out together. How long were they together? Do you know offhand?
I think.
Don't
it
look
was-
it up. Don't look it up.
I think it was only like 5, 6 that they
Okay,
were
but
married.
5 or 6 years. Think about that. This show has been together 3.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Lord knows we've had a few arguments, but I've never in my life if she was doing this much for 5 fucking years, there had to be some good shit that was the glue
That kept them there,
That
yeah.
kept
Right.
them there. So yeah, she's nuts. But I almost feel like he's almost like a battered man.
He
Yeah.
might be.
Yep. But I think he's one of those guys at this point. He's 57 years old. He's gonna party. He's got this fame. He's very like.
He wants to be
What's,
in it. He
what's
wants
the
to do his
word?
band
What's the
now.
word I'm looking? Not
that band is
not
terrible.
secluded, but
Private.
private. He is very private. He just you see him even when he does video like interviews. He seems kind
humble.
of he's humble and he's kind of awkward. Like he doesn't really want to be
He's
there,
almost like
but
an
he's doing it.
introvert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like Edward Scissorhands.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But I think so. I think like even that for a long time he was living in France. He was just like living in a fucking wine valley in France, which was probably fucking great for him. He was like, yes, just roll the barrel in the room.
He just wakes up under a different vine every morning.
Can you imagine that? I just want to get away from pretentious people. Let me go to France.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think
It's like every morning Francois was like, he's in row 6 today.
yeah, but I think that was more of that thing. Like, let me get out of here. But then he was in a he does his rock band thing, but that's more of a labor of love. Like he's
He
like,
just
I love
wants to
playing
do that,
music.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I just like doing this.
He's not good. He just does it.
Yeah, actually, from what I hear, he's actually very good.
He knows how to play guitar.
Yeah, from what I hear, he's actually
he's up
very
there with
good.
Alice Cooper and Joe Perry. Alice Cooper hasn't been able to sing since ever.
All right. We've talked about Joe Perry forgetting his own songs.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's not hard to stand out in this band.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's having a fucking blast doing it, and he's
Yeah.
got the money to fund it, and everybody's having a good time on that stage, and they're playing good time rock and roll. So nobody's getting hurt. Johnny Depp is not hurting people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was kind of like, he's just doing what he wants to do. Like,
Yeah,
fucking-
and that's what I was saying when you were saying he doesn't know who he is. I think he's just who he is at that moment. That's who am I today?
By the
type
way, the
thing,
most memorable
you know?
death in Nightmare on Elm Street history.
sucked
Yeah.
to the bed.
Yep.
Sucked into a
Water
hole
bed.
in the bed.
Wearing a shirt that Ezekiel Elliott still wears.
What an odd, weird
Right.
anti-Cowboys
That
record.
was pretty good.
Fantastic.
But yeah, so let's move on from Johnny Depp.
I don't
into another
why
marriage.
Why are we moving on? I don't know. Let's just talk.
I
Talking about
could keep-
shits on beds all night. Let's do this.
we could, yeah, I'm in.
Who would you let shit on your bed and get away with it? That should be a public
My
poll.
dog.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
about it.
all right, let me rephrase that. Would you marry somebody who would shit on your pillow?
No.
What if you asked them to?
Yes. If I asked him to. then fucking thanks.
I sent you guys a text earlier this month.
Think of like laying under a glass coffee table like fucking Sylvester Stallone having people dropping deuces on it.
You ever watch
Remember that rumor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember all those fucking jizz videos though? It was always a girl, like, and they just shoot their loads on a glass coffee table.
Yeah.
And then she'd be on top licking it off, and you
was
watch
so
her
gross.
like watching a dog lick a bowl of water.
It was so gross.
Yeah, and you know what? The 9 or 10 hours I devoted to that really sealed home that it was gross. But you guys remember, I texted you guys about a month ago, and I said, imagine that the hottest girl you've ever seen, or the hottest actress you've ever wanted.
Yep.
And both of you are like, yeah, I'm on board. I'm like, yeah, she just took a steaming dump.
She just took a shit and stunk up a
You
bathroom
did that
somewhere.
yesterday.
That was it yesterday?
It wasn't yesterday.
It was like in the
this
beginning.
week.
It was this week.
You've done it before, but you sent it again this week.
All right, well, you know what?
She just took a dump that stunk up the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That was his
You
words.
met that girl last week at work.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't work with girls. I'm not sure. Actually, I wouldn't know.
You
if I
don't
did.
work with people.
I'm not sure.
You just work with Wayne and his 8 personalities.
I think I work with 9 sex dolls.
Probably. Yeah.
They're all cheering
all
for
AI.
soccer teams in Europe.
Oh shit.
I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, I did send that to you guys. And the point for that was, they're human.
They're human.
They're human.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever, I don't know, married a 12-year-old twice in a month?
Oh my God.
I hate that these guys didn't take the bait long enough that I had to ask the question.
Yep.
But yeah, I knew that they knew what they were doing. A 12-year-old girl in Kenya got married twice this month.
Twice.
To 2 men, 35 and 50, respectively.
50. She married a 51-year-old, escaped, is the words they used.
Yep. Because he was
And then-
38 when she was born.
Yep. And then she left, and then the father married her off again to a 37-year-old. Is that what it was?
8.
38-year-old. And she refused, and her cousins beat her up
Yeah.
because she refused.
I have
Because the guy was going to give them, what, was it goat?
No, the original marriage, there was a dowry
Yes.
of 4 cows.
4 cows. Those are important.
I have no jokes for this story because it just infuriates me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's fair. By the way, everybody at this table probably could have been married to 4 cows.
Yeah.
That's how attractive we are.
But that's
I've had experiences with cows,
but
in quotes.
But this is the thing. This is the funny thing is
There's a lot of utter.
listen to a lot of the bullshit that we complain about in this country, injustice and crazy bullshit that happens now.
Yeah.
Look what's
what you wrote
happening.
on my
This
Starbucks
just-
cup offends me.
Yeah.
This poor girl got married
Married
off to 2 grown
By
ass
her
men.
own family.
Let's be honest. Let's call them what they are. They're pedophiles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's call them what they are.
Yeah,
they're
they're
pedophiles.
pedophiles.
And it's okay. It was. I don't want to say it's okay because that stuff's illegal. Again, in quotes, in Kenya.
It is illegal there.
But it happened twice in a month,
In
so
a
it
mo-
can't be that illegal.
Yeah. There's fucking loopholes. Hula hoop holes, they call them.
That was such a good joke, but I refuse to laugh at it.
Let it go.
Principle, I can't.
But
damn
it's disgusting. But that's what I mean. But that's going on in this world to this day. Shit like
And
that.
worse.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
worse. And worse. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And worse.
Right, and the headlines
And-
are about some chick pooping in a bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Or a statue of Christopher Columbus from fucking 400 years
Yeah.
ago. I'm going to rip that down and throw it in a lake. You know, and it's like, I get it, but at the same time, come on.
And you know what's scary is that Kenya, the urban centers there, that's where this shit is illegal. But there is no suburbs.
Yeah.
it's city and then
And city,
And then
Safari.
straw huts.
yeah. And I mean, I hate to put it that way, but that's exactly what it is. It's
Yeah.
villages. And there is no law.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder, like, the world is angry at everything. why are we not more angry at shit like this that we actually can control if we actually made a concerted effort to do it?
Yeah.
We have deals with these nations. They're sovereign nations. We can't just go in and take control.
No,
but we're in a position where injustices are happening right in front of our eyes, and it's become very obvious.
Yeah.
And nobody's doing shit about it because we have no trade interest there.
That's the problem.
Yeah, we're not getting anything from Kenya. So we let Kenya be Kenya. So when stories like this hit the airwaves, everybody's like, oh, that sucks. I can't imagine that. And then it becomes, and the next thing you know, we're talking about statues being torn down.
Yeah.
It's like
we're
watching
talking about
TV.
wearing a mask and,
It's
all
like,
this.
oh, that's awful. Lick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
If
want
you
to.
change the channel, you don't have to
You
think
don't
about
have to
it.
think
Right.
about it.
It's
That's
no
the
longer
thing.
my problem.
That's right.
That's right. And it gets annoying. And it's like the mask thing. Again, if you don't wear a mask, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is what people want to argue about now. They want to argue about wearing a mask for 15 minutes when you're in Walmart versus somebody being married twice in 3 weeks because they have no other solution in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
A 12-year-old.
So you want to bitch to me about your fucking problems?
Well, I mean, even just Mike made a good point the other day. He said, you're all bitching about statues, and a 7-year-old girl was killed in Chicago this week, and a 13-year-old girl, and 48 other people were shot. That's a little more. Why aren't you rioting about that? Why aren't you talking about that?
Right.
Well, you nailed it on the second part. Nobody's talking.
That's the thing, is nobody's talking about it.
Everybody's yelling.
Yes.
Nobody's hearing.
Nobody's hearing. Everybody's screaming over each other like you're in a bar room. Everybody's just yelling at each other. Nobody's listening to each other.
Did he say barroom and not July 3rd party at Craig's house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if everybody just
Random afternoon at Craig's house.
if a lot of
Power
these
through, buddy.
if a lot of these organizations sat back and said, okay, here's our talking points, here's what we want to discuss, and sat down with somebody and had a discussion, maybe things would get done. And I say maybe because it's happened before. And sometimes people need to get fucking pissed for shit to happen.
Well, do you know what's
and
happening
I get
now?
That too. And I get that too.
Black Lives Matter, we support. We made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
What's happening now is anybody who doesn't understand or believe in Black Lives Matter is now posting the videos of any video and any incidents of a black person beating up a white person.
Yes.
And so now immediately it's like, oh, well, there goes my white privilege.
Yeah.
And, and they're doing a lot of that. And you know what? There is some substance to that. Pigs are pigs. Bad people are bad people.
Yeah.
And those videos indicate that bad people did something to not as bad people.
Yeah.
But there's always another side to the story. I'm pretty sure the white people being beat up in those videos didn't just randomly get beat up.
Yeah.
There
are a couple.
There was a video this week where there was a toddler that got a knee to the head by an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that needs to be acknowledged. And it happened to be a black guy doing it to a young white toddler. But the toddler's an innocent victim here. Nobody knows what the mother of the toddler said to do this.
But
I'm not
still,
justifying anything.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that there's always more layers to the story, and people aren't listening anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing, is it's just they're looking for that point to point out and say, well, see, look.
Look at this.
Like
You're wrong, I'm right.
From 3 different people sent me a video this week. 3 different people. Look, here's George Floyd on Judge Judy. Listen to what a scumbag he is. And then it comes on. I'm like, that's not him. It's a guy. I'm like, it's a guy named George Floyd.
It's not the George
It's not
Floyd.
the George Floyd. I'm like, and then like, no, it is. I'm like, well, seeing how the kid's 16 and this was filmed in 2010,
Yeah.
that makes him 26. George Floyd was 47.
Let's forget the math for a second.
Yeah.
Because you said it. But forget the math for a second. Even if it was him on Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And frankly, what I just described with that video, I mean, it was horrible watching that toddler get her fucking needle
Oh,
in her head.
yeah, that's fucking
It was
brutal.
horrendous.
Yeah.
But those are not indicative of the movement.
No.
Those moments are not indicative of what the Black Lives Movement wants to say. it gets frustrating after a while because everybody's going to come up with a counterpoint. And everybody's going to show another horrible iPhone video.
Right.
Yep.
Or if they're poor Android.
But the point is, you don't have to have a counterpoint. It's okay to see something and be like, wow, that's awful.
Yeah.
And let it be
And let
that.
it go. And
you
let
don't
it
have
be
to
that.
like, yeah, but look at this. It doesn't have to be a
But that's
point
not the
counterpoint.
society we live in now.
I totally
No.
agree with you. I totally
That's
but-
what's happening now is that the people who feel like white people, I mean, I'm getting embarrassed by them, but white people are saying, oh my God, Black Lives Matters is really affecting me as a white person. And look at these videos where black people are doing this to white people.
Yeah.
This is not the point.
It's not the point. Yeah.
It's embarrassing to watch because this is not the fucking
Yep.
point.
And some
We're all beating each other up. Period. Everybody in this world is beating everybody up.
Yeah, people are beating people up because they have different ideas or a different opinion.
That's gone on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
What shouldn't be happening is people that are in positions of power, whoever you are, whatever you look like,
Using it.
shouldn't be using that power to leverage it against people
Yep.
who don't look like or act like you. Period. That's it.
Somebody
At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what someone else is compared to you. You shouldn't be making the comparison is the point.
Yeah.
That's it. There should be no comparison.
Agreed.
Can I
Do you know what I mean?
express how happy I am that we figured this out in 1.2 minutes?
Right?
And yet the world can't get this shit straight in thousands upon thousands of
Right.
years.
I have a perfect example. It happened this week.
Awesome.
Every night this week, and it's happened.
I was throwing rocks at black people.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They were Indian. No. I'm just kidding. No. No,
Hail to the Redskin. Hail victory.
we my son and I have been watching. He decided he wanted to watch all the Marvel movies.
Yep.
We started with the Avengers movies because they were the popular ones.
Yeah.
But he's like, Daddy, what was the first one? I'm like, it was Iron Man. So we started watching
In chronological order.
We're doing it in order they were released.
Yeah.
I'm like, so he can just watch. But anyway, I don't remember which movie, but we were watching it and there was a few characters on screen. It was Civil War.
Yep.
Captain America Civil
Best
War.
one, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about, he was trying to figure out who was named what, because there's a lot of people going on. He's like, and he's describing them by how they were acting and what they were doing, not like the black guy or this. He was like, hey, the guy that had this suit that was doing this, or he
Yeah.
said that. And I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
He's not looking at this movie seeing differences in how they look. He's seeing differences in how they're acting and what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's how he's distinguishing between people. What they're doing.
Their
Like,
actions and their...
That's it.
That's it.
That's the point.
Yep.
Like, so I was like, I looked at my son. He didn't get it. Like, he didn't know. I had this little epiphany. I'm like, I'm okay with this kid. He's not like, Daddy, what's the black guy doing? No.
No, yeah.
It's like, hey, what's that
What's
guy?
that guy
The
doing?
guy, he's got the guns here. And like,
Yeah.
what's he doing? I'm like, the guy with the bow and arrow. Or this guy that, that's all I want from the kid.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the whole point. Like,
And that's the point.
And that explains why you bought him nondescript Panther pajamas.
Yeah.
not White Panther.
But it was funny. I wanted to say this a few minutes ago when you had said the white privilege thing, right? And you see a lot of that argument. Oh, I'm working at such and such making this money. Where's my white privilege? Or this? Oh, there goes my white privilege. And the whole point is, someone said this. This wasn't coming from me. Someone said it. I read it, and I was like, wow, that makes a lot of fucking sense to me. Was the fact that your white privilege doesn't. It's not about your status or what's going on. It's the fact that there's never been an amendment made because of the color of your skin.
Exactly.
There's never been laws passed because of the color of your skin.
Right.
By the way, only another 2.5 minutes later.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And,
Needless to say, seems to be solving the world's problems
like
in
it's-
record time.
I'm not taking credit for that. That I read that. That was from somebody else.
Do you know what's
that
crazy,
posted-
though? We'll take credit for it because nobody else is fucking reading it.
Yeah. And I was like, you're right. There's never been a law made because of the color of my skin.
No.
You know?
Nope.
So if they have to like, well, let's take this to Congress.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
By the way, what is the color of your skin? Is that atrophy purple?
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's decay gray.
Yeah.
But you look great, dude. Enjoy
Thanks.
the pool.
Thanks.
It's his beard isn't growing, his skin's receding.
No, but I mean, so we touched on a serious conversation, so let's break into this now.
Let's get back to form
Let's
and
get
ruin
back to,
it.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Early mid-century carcass.
Yeah.
This is what I'll look like when they find me in the pool.
Yeah. This is Craig bloated.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. Is the fattest that he deserved to be is going to happen when he drowns.
Craig, after 3 days of sucking up water, is going to look smaller than me now.
The worst part is Fran's not even going to look for me for like 2 days.
No.
She's going to try to skim him out before she realizes.
3 days, she'll be like, Craig, the pool looks cloudy.
Yep. It'll be
it.
trash day when she realizes I'm missing.
And speaking of trash day, if you are still a racist, that's exactly where you belong.
Yep.
Exactly.
Amen.
Oh, my.
Yep.
Oh my God, did we go full circle? I believe we did.
That was
We did.
like 359 degrees. That was perfect. It was so close.
Oh, so close.
So close.
So close.
So close. Kanye West.
He almost had my vote.
Stop it.
Are you
Never.
fucking kidding
No,
me?
I was joking. I would never.
You know what? I don't believe in conspiracies, but I do believe in the idea that somebody in the Republican Party grabbed Kanye West, who has supported MAGA on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have to believe somebody in the Republican Party said, hey, you know what, Kanye, why don't you just run just to divide the black vote?
And not only that, it was going to absorb votes from Biden.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
And he said that, and he said he was fine with that because
yeah, he said basically, if I run as an independent, it's going to split the black vote to the point where not every black guy was going to vote for Biden, or black person, I should say, voting for Biden. I actually have to believe that there's some merit to that.
Yeah.
Because this seems just stupid enough for the Trump administration to do.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Am I
No,
wrong?
it's not. It's not a shot in the dark on that one. That's the worst part. That's the worst part. And then I'm looking when he announced it, I looked at my wife and I said, our country has become such a fucking farce that these are our choices.
These
are our choices
I
right
actually
now.
said a year ago, we joked about the fact that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
I would rather see him do it because I'd be.
I'm not going to lie to you. The
I'd be
Rock is our most qualified candidate at this point.
I'd be like, I'd like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
I can smell what he's cooking right now. You know,
That could literally be his campaign speech and be better than Make America
the worst
Great
part
Again.
is two of them, including the incumbent, were in a fucking squared circle.
But I mean,
You know?
in a strap match. But I got to tell you, I mean, Kanye West has
If
not
two
been
of our
shy.
candidates have been DDT'd.
Well, that was the joke. Everybody, it was like Ivanka,
Yep.
and they were like 8/10 of this picture has taken a stone cold stunner. and it was like Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
Donald Trump,
Yeah.
Donald Trump Jr. Like everybody in that picture had taken a stone cold stunner.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, Kanye West was not shy about supporting Donald Trump about
No.
6 to 8 months ago.
Yep.
And said he believed in his vision of America. And now he's running against him, but he's not.
But
What's
he wasn't.
happening is I think they're dividing the black vote.
Yeah.
Because the black vote will naturally lean towards Biden. But Joe Biden is not the answer for the black community.
No, not at all.
Donald Trump is not the answer for fucking
the
anything.
And not only that, how about this? The answer for the American people,
Well, no,
not just the black
that's
community.
long gone, dude.
You know,
That's
I know,
long
but
gone.
I'm saying,
Wouldn't that be the people's elbow?
but that's what I mean. That's the
It
worst.
doesn't matter what you're voting for.
Thank you.
The worst part is we have to look at it in that sense. The black community, I'm saying there should be no reason why I have to look at it as a black community. We should look at it as the community.
All right, but he's running as a conservative. He started a party which he's calling the birthday party.
The birthday party. Yeah.
Because if you vote for Kanye, and I'm not kidding here, it's a gift.
Yes, he did say that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he said that.
So there's no conservative on this planet, white, black, brown, green, yellow, irrelevant. That's
Everybody
gonna
gets
vote.
Yeezy shoelaces.
Oh my God.
Shit ain't cheap.
Yeah.
Shit ain't cheap. His shoes are like what, $9,000,
Fucking ridiculous.
But the
Because you can only sell one pair.
Yeah.
and still turn a profit because they're all
Yeah.
made in China for a nickel an inch.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, like, if Kanye is serious, all he's doing is dividing the black vote.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating because that's what it's come to. Nobody is voting for a candidate anymore.
No.
They're voting for an ideal.
Yeah.
And that's a bad scene.
It's
a
the worst.
bad
It's the worst scene.
scene. Everybody, it wasn't that long ago. Everybody at this table remembers when George W. Bush was the public enemy number one.
Yep.
God, how this country would pray for a president like George W.
Yep.
Bush.
And
right
all he,
That's the
does, all
scary
he did
part.
was protect us from every threat outside this country.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may not have done it to a liberal sensibility,
But he did it.
but that son of a bitch led this country.
Yep.
He was more American than any of our candidates now.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
What's crazy is that everybody wants to talk about making America great again. It wasn't that long ago that it was.
Right.
And I've got a real problem with anybody that's going to sit there and vote against Biden because of Trump. But I also got a problem with people who are going to vote against Trump because of Biden.
Biden.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And then Kanye West is our now third party. Everybody else has dropped out. Nobody wants to be a part of this race.
no.
And I'm really disgusted.
That's the-
Who the hell is going to step up?
That's the worst part is we have to wait until the next election for the Republicans to put up a string of candidates and the Democrats to put up a string of candidates.
They all jumped out in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
There was like, what's his name? Kasich.
Yep.
There were a handful of, including one from Massachusetts who was a Democrat and then turned Republican. And he ran and then immediately was met with so much opposition because the Trump people said, nope, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And he lost all sense of funding and everything else.
Yeah.
There isn't a presidential race this year.
There's never a presidential. There hasn't been a presidential race
I
because
disagree. There's
No, I
been
mean-
candidates that mattered.
yeah, but that's the
We're
thing is
not
we're
there
not
this
there.
year.
We're not there. We just got. It's like here's your two choices of do you want fucking syphilis or fucking AIDS? Pick one. Pick one.
Choose your demise.
Yeah. You know, it's like fuck. That's what I look at it as. It's like there's no choice. It's no. I don't. I mean, for me, neither one of them. Either one of them. I'm sorry, I said neither. Either one of them. See, I corrected myself before you guys could jump on me.
It wasn't that wrong that necessitated us to interrupt.
It's funny that that's the one he corrects himself on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either one of them to me is
Wait a
the
minute.
answer.
Hold on. For a second. I know what you mean.
Hey, thanks. At the end of the day, I knew I could get to you.
You'll fuck it up before you finish, but go ahead.
In the middle.
Yeah.
I don't even have a drink. I'm through my seltzers. I'm done.
Oh shit! All right, we did a lot of politics right there.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
I
Okay
am
with
too.
that. Let's
I
get
am
back
too.
to something that you know about. Why swimming pools are gross.
From one cesspool to
The
another.
best is
You just spent $40,000 on something I may or may not pee in.
the best part is I spent that on something I know Dave is definitely going to pee in.
Oh yeah.
But Dave had the best. Dave had written down the best thing because I was about to write it, and it was about Brad.
Oh. Can I go?
Go because it was all you.
Oh, good. Fight over it. Fuck off.
So yeah, this week and not unlike other weeks, Brad pulls together a lot of the headlines we have, and he finds a lot.
Can
of
you
these.
put your Lee press-on tattoo away?
Hey, listen, tribal boy, I don't want to hear it. Not everybody has barbed wire around 3/4 of their biceps.
You don't want to connect them because it's bad luck. No, you pussy, it just hurts there. That's what I want to say to all of them. It's just because that's where it really hurts, and you just didn't want to do it. Everybody just threw that rumor up that it was bad luck to connect it.
No, you don't connect it because here comes the boom.
It's concertina wire. You always connect it.
It's not barbed wire, you fuck. It's a shitty tribal, but it's not barbed wire. Call it what it is. It's a shitty fucking tribal. But fuck you in your face.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Brad usually pulls together our headlines, which is good because
I'm literate.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
But this week he threw in a headline. The headline is
randomly.
Swimming pools are exactly as gross as you think they are. Which none of us here dispute.
No.
None of us dispute the science behind it, the facts. That's not the point. The point is that...
Especially that the study was done in 1954.
Right. The first
when it was basically a pond.
Article. Right.
A stagnant pond in your backyard.
It's about the same time Dave's fucking pompadour mohawk was in fashion. You look like you've got a boner of the fucking skull.
Yeah.
It's still cooler than your arm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I'm not taking shit over his tattoos. Fuck off.
My first thought, and after, like, if you've heard the show, you know it. My first thought was, I have never met anyone who's tried to get out of swimming in a pool more so than Brad. He's even putting headlines in our show to get out of swimming at Craig's house.
For us to make sure that his kids don't drown. Yeah. He's like, don't make me go in there.
You know what's crazy? I was actually cleaning my basement out last week, and I found a life preserver that's aged like 5 to 8. And I'm like, ooh, this would fit Ethan. That motherfucker's got me thinking about his kids before mine.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. I was so mad.
Yeah. Why is it wrong that I hate pools? I had one. I grew up with one. I don't go in them. I just don't like it.
I don't care that you don't want to.
No, I had an above ground, then an in ground.
Yeah.
And I didn't go in either one.
I don't care that you don't want to go in the pool. I couldn't care less. I don't want to babysit your kids in the pool.
Well, but you invite me over, and I'm like, well, you got to watch my kids.
But I invited you over to my neighbor's pool.
Yeah. He's like, your neighbor's.
And by the way, that was never going to happen.
That's on his insurance.
That's right.
Yeah. That was never going to happen.
When Channel 10 shows up, that's over there.
No, it would be Channel 12.
Yeah, I could stand there.
Local man drowns 5 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not even home at the time. At Craig's pool, no, I'll be honest with you. I'll throw my kids in. That's fine. I'm not getting in. I just don't like pools. I grew up with one. I had a beautiful in-ground pool. I went in. I can tell you, I count on one hand the number of times I went in.
What is it about the pools?
I just don't enjoy swimming. I really don't.
In other words, I can't swim.
No, I swim beautiful. I already acknowledge this, so you're being dumb.
But
I
swim beautiful.
I don't know. It hasn't been witnessed.
I used to surf. It wasn't the issue. I don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy it.
What about just like hanging out like his?
I went in my fucking hot tub. You know what?
That's not a pool.
But it was when it was cold.
Petri dish.
It was cold.
Oh. That's not a hot tub then. That's an outside bath.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's kind of what we had to do last weekend because it was 90.
That's true.
So I put me and the kids in there, but it was fine. I got in and then I got out. It's just not something I enjoy.
You just don't like the water at all.
It doesn't appeal to me. I used to enjoy surfing, and then when I stopped surfing, that was it.
When you realize, wow, I suck at this, I'm done.
No, I surf beautiful. You take all the cheap shots you want. You are completely uneducated. Yeah. So fuck off.
You know how many songs Jack Johnson has sung about the Maryland coast?
wasn't even in Maryland at the time. What are you talking about?
Those giant Long Island waves that they sing about. The Beach Boys sing about those all the time.
That was the Beastie Boys' third album, right? That was their beach album.
Talk to me about the kicking mute.
Hanging 10 in Long Island.
Dude, Hurricane Hugo put a sandbar out there.
So, you had to wait for a hurricane to get a wave.
Beach Boys sang about Catch Wave at Northport.
Yeah.
Montauk or bust.
Talk to me more about Newport.
I can see Brad pulling up in the fucking wood-paneled station wagon with the surfboard on the roof. What's up, dudes? Let's do this.
Their punk album was North Fork Riptide.
Oh, shit.
Surfing in New York.
Those fucking surfing beach bums of Long Island.
Those Staten Island swells were something to behold.
Shooting the tube. He just had a surfboard in the sewer pipe on the side of the highway.
I can surf beautifully. Grew up in New York.
When they held that van surf competition in Pasco, New York that year, it was crazy.
There's some dude holding a hose over like the skate park.
Also, Brad, just tell us your surf stories.
I once competed in
fucking
Tony
idea.
Hawk's surf competition on concrete.
We actually had one, but you know what? You guys are too stupid and ignorant to understand. I'll let you guys finish. Go ahead.
Oh, no, we're done.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm not
No,
done.
you're not.
All right, hold on.
By a show of hands, how many people have surfed on Long Island?
No one.
There's no one right there.
Nope.
You could do that in Long Island.
Nope. Moving on.
Oh my God.
Shit, no, I've seen people surf in Newport. It's pathetic.
Yeah, but
It's the same thing.
but it isn't, because you're dumber than a box of shit. And that's something we've established over 147 episodes. So, you know what? People might be more likely to believe me.
I want to YouTube Long Island is fucking surfing.
You have no idea.
I'm sure you have surf waves.
There's 10-foot offshore breakers.
Not
Offshore breakers.
Newport has them too.
I'm not talking about
But-
Rhode Island.
but-
You guys made jokes. I'm going to answer that.
Oh no, we're going to answer it because when you say surfing, I'm thinking
Is this the North Shore of Hawaii?
fucking
No.
you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. You're like, I surfed. You,
Why is your surfing thing the lead music for Mannix?
yeah.
Brad surfing's like a fucking musical, but they're all wearing white t-shirts,
See, that's funny.
jeans.
All you see is nipples.
See, that's funny. Rest of your shit was dumb, but that's funny.
All the surfboards have fins on the top sides and the bottom.
It's like a cage.
Oh my god.
You guys don't get it. There was good surfing on Long Island.
I'm sure.
Good
I'm
surfing on
sure.
Long Island. And actually,
was.
I meant to tell you,
what all the pros
Hurricane Hugo put out a weird sandbar, and it created offshore breakers, and it actually got to be 10 to 15 foot legitimate waves.
Yeah.
And it's eroded over time, but when I was there, that was fucking amazing. Jersey Shore got the same thing.
Yep.
And you know what else did? Coast of Maine.
Yeah.
There was actually surfing up there.
Yep.
So before you want to act ignorant and just laugh because Dave's laughing, do you actually?
I just can't picture Brad sitting on the beach talking to his friends, waxing the bottom of the board.
Oh, no. I used to surf. I used to go before school.
Let's do this, Jodes.
We got another
Covering the bottom of
session.
boards with hairspray.
No. There was another session, though. You guys are so fucking stupid.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not sorry.
My surfboard. I want to get some waves over here.
Oh, did you catch that fucking 5 foot over there? It was fucking crazy. Oh, did you hang 10?
I can't count that high.
Hey, yo, Joey, the fucking needles on 5th Beach are bad today. Go down to 3rd.
See, this is funny. I'm going to sit back on this one. Fucking take it. Take it.
Ride it in, get out. Looks like you're wearing an ankle bracelet. It's all fucking hypodermic needles.
Oh, the waves are blowing like Tommy's mom today. Get down to the fucking beach. Long surfing. There was a sandbar for 2 summers. Shut your fucking face. I swear, one time I had the surfboard. It was great. It was a scooter I got. I took the wheels off it, threw it in the ocean. I was a fucking pro.
The sandbar. It was actually a fucking crab restaurant. Guy with a hose in the back.
It was a beached fucking barge with a bunch of trash on it. Just surfing over Big Mac wrappers.
See him going by waving at the fucking Statue of Liberty.
I didn't grow up there.
Nobody cares. Nobody
knows.
Even people knowing like, yeah, fuck him, he didn't surf here.
That's good. I just love that I'm taking shit from Seekonk.
Yeah.
I've never claimed to surf the North Shore of Sea. It's landlocked.
I claim to surf Long Island, which was a South Shore town. Fuck off.
Oh my god.
Oh, your ignorance is beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. It's making me laugh.
I haven't laughed that hard in a long fucking time, man. Thanks, Brad.
That's good. Enjoy the rest of the show.
He had his pack of menthols rolled up in one sleeve and his barbed wire showing on the other one, so he can call it surfing.
Oh, all right. Okay. So, Brad, you surf?
This started because someone pissed in a pool.
Yeah. Him. He wants to be in my pool. No, it's good.
I don't want to go in.
No, it's great.
I don't want to fucking go in.
Hey, I'll sit on one and make waves so you can surf across it.
No. This started because I said I don't want to go in a fucking pool.
All right. Now, calm down. I think we need to get away from one.
Yeah.
We got to get away from one fake wet place to another fake wet place. One Brad can join in on. So I don't know if you guys heard this.
Wait a minute. Am I allowed to join my own show?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can join this one because it didn't actually happen. So apparently there was a substitute teacher who got fired because she filmed part of her porno in her classroom or in the school, I think, right?
Yeah, in the classroom.
Keep going.
So she got fired, but it wasn't like the actual porno. It's not like, all right, so all of us in high school were like, yeah, I'd fuck Mrs. So-and-so.
Yeah.
Listen, I got in trouble in 3rd grade for bringing a camera to school to take pictures of our substitute teacher. 3rd grade.
What was his name?
You know what's crazy? I still remember her name, but I won't say it. I'm pretty sure she's been married since then.
Don't dodge that one.
No. He was all right.
Exactly.
It was 80s. He had short shorts.
Right. And long hair.
He coughed a lot.
He had long hair. Right. And boobs.
It was always...
It's just moobs.
He had perkies that peek through.
Yeah.
January in Massachusetts. Still humid in the gym.
Yeah.
But it wasn't what you would fantasize about. She filmed like setup shots and like set shots from the
She
classroom.
was doing establishing shots.
Yeah, that was the word, establishing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no actual porno shot in the class.
Okay,
No.
but let's put it this way. If you're a substitute teacher, you're not even an employee.
Right, you're a contractor.
You're
right?
a contractor, and you're being asked to not do certain things when you come here.
Right.
All she had to do was not film there. But she said, wait a minute, I'm a substitute teacher.
I'm going to make way more money doing
yeah.
this porn.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Let me hand out dittos and roll in a TV.
Yeah.
Dittos.
That's right. I said dittos. And you know what? Most of our audience gets it. And then on top of it, you know what? It's Saturday. Nobody's here. The janitor doesn't care. He looked the other way. I gave him a 5 spot.
Or you just stared through the back window. The back of the class through the doorway. Just
The
watching.
janitor showed up with his squeegee and said, "You got an extra $50."
Janitor shows up with a mop going, how can I kill children with that?
Yeah.
And then since he wasn't a part of Glee,
Here's my bucket of broken dreams.
isn't that a song? But anyway, I think it's bad that she got in trouble for this, but her intentions weren't terrible. She
wasn't
just
trying
wanted
to
a
bang-
school
yeah.
classroom to make her film. She did it on off hours. If she was an employee, she probably had more access than she did as a substitute.
Yep.
But ultimately, nothing bad happened there other than a camera went in their classroom.
Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong other than
No.
bring bad PR.
And the thing is, it's I'm sure a nondescript classroom. Classrooms are pretty straightforward. I mean, to an extent,
Desks,
but yeah,
whiteboard.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I almost said blackboard. That's how old we are.
That's a different movie.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Substitute
Remember,
teacher in
can I
Blackboard.
clap the erasers?
Yeah. You can clap this ass. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, she
I
went.
heard.
There was no students involved.
There was
Nothing
no
like
sex
that.
involved.
No,
No, like Brad said, establishing shots.
unlike other teachers.
Right, who just have sex with the students.
Okay, but we've established the problem. Yeah, she shouldn't have done this. What school administrator in that district said, wait a minute, I'm watching a porn. I know that class.
Yeah, that's the key right there. That
Somebody said, oh my God, I know exactly where that whiteboard goes.
yeah, that's the thing is somebody saw like somebody was watching porn and was like, hey, wait a minute.
How come I'm not in this?
Yeah.
I was just there yesterday.
Yeah.
The worst
More
part-
importantly, why would somebody who did recognize a classroom in their school district suddenly said, wait a minute, that's bad, let me call the authority? Why would somebody admit to saying, oh, that's my classroom?
why wouldn't
and
you-
I'm watching
No,
porn and I recognize.
Why would you not call her?
I was going to say, the smart person calls her and says, hey, unless you lick my asshole and suck my dick, I'm telling people about this stunt that you pulled. In that order.
Let's assume
that-
that,
yep.
that it was a non-sexually active, non-frivolous woman that saw this while watching porn and not admitting it. I just stumbled on this on the internet, and
Yep.
oh, good God, that's Miss Johnson's classroom.
So a Karen. Is that what we're going at?
The only thing I'm thinking of is maybe she posted it to her Facebook, like as it like, hey, check this out. type
I don't
thing.
believe she, as a substitute teacher, is posting her fucking B-roll.
B-roll. She was posting one of her rolls.
She posted a
Was it-
C roll.
Yeah.
V-roll.
V-roll, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not advertising that they have a moonlighting job in pornography. What I want to know is what member of the school district said, I know that, and then jumped on it.
Yeah.
And said, oh my God, I can't believe they're bastardizing our school district. Are you getting me?
No, I know
Am I not
exactly
making
what you're
sense?
saying. No, 100% sense. I get it. Somebody was there.
And they don't know who.
They
That's
don't
the
know
thing.
who.
I'm reading the article
They're like,
again.
Hey, wait a minute. That's fucking
Yeah.
room 101.
I couldn't
Pissed
wait to
off
be that
ex.
dad and be like, don't use that expo marker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you dare touch that marker. You have no idea where that's been.
But if you get a chance, clap that eraser.
Yeah.
And when you see your teacher, applaud.
These teachers are fucked up nowadays.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed.
Yeah, me too.
I would have stayed in school.
That's why. That's why.
If shit was like this was going down, I would have been like fucking right in the front row. Like, what do you got to say today, Mrs. fucking Hambone?
It was going on. All the kids every June outside the school, like, yes, I'm in Miss Hambone's class. What the? This is Hambone.
Why, yes, Miss Hambone, my desk is lifted and my hands are in the air.
Floating desk. I'm a magician.
I'm the Chris Angel of your classroom. My desk is moving and my hands are visible.
This is Hambone.
I would like to make this disappear in your bodice.
Yeah.
This is Hambone. Why are you bringing mustard to class? The hell?
I don't know. This is the first name that came to my head.
I do declare.
Is that what happened at your school?
All I know is that
If it did, I would have graduated.
all
What'd
of
you learn
this
about today?
fucking and blowjobs happened in every other school but the one I went.
Yeah.
And it's starting to drive me nuts.
It's pissing me
because there
off.
was like 5 teachers that would have fucked readily.
It happened.
Yeah.
It just wasn't publicly available.
We had
That's the
one.
thing.
We had a gym teacher.
There was no evidence.
We had a gym teacher make like a verbal agreement that when she turned 18, they would get together. But he calculated it, so they never did anything, and they weren't caught and whatever. All their interactions happened in class, but like she turned 18 in like 18 seconds, and they were married.
No shit.
Yeah, that shit
That's
happened.
fucked up.
That
Yeah.
shit happened. But
But that was fucking something that, yeah.
but
That wasn't illegal.
That wasn't illegal, yeah.
technically they follow the letter of the law.
Right.
And you know, when you're getting close with people, like when you're a coach on a team, you almost imagine how it can happen because you're just it's all intense and it's all passionate. But don't be a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
As a
That's,
reminder,
that's the thing.
Brad
Unless
was a
you're
teacher.
unless
I used to be a teacher
I would have liked one of my teachers to be perverts.
because I
There's
was,
like two
I
of
was
them.
intense and
Two of 'em.
passionate.
Two hot teachers that I had that I would have loved. I would have loved to get a titty pic. I mean, granted, it would have had to been fucking in my little cuddy cabinet in my manila folder because there was no. I wasn't getting it on my fucking iPhone. That wasn't happening.
That's
you know?
what I mean. It wasn't so readily available.
I would get a
easy.
fucking one of those rolling Xerox. You know, when you fucking had to fucking spin the thing. It was all blue and white.
Craig got a dot matrix picture on his Game
Yeah.
Boy.
He had to look at nudies on an overhead projector in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And a marker.
Press her boobs on the overhead projector. Like she's getting a mammogram. Seeing they're all spread out. Like, fuck.
Every time he had to move on to another part of the body, it went ding. Next slide.
Oh my god.
But I mean, what the fuck? This fucking 14-year-old kids catching blowjobs from 30-year-old hot women.
Right. And it's not as bad as the story we talked about.
And I saw the kid. He was
girl
ugly.
getting married right. But it's not as bad as that girl getting married off to an older guy.
Yeah. No.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Okay, but that's just it.
That's a problem.
This story's extreme.
It's a double standard.
Because it's America.
Right.
Because it's America.
Yeah.
It's a double standard, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a double standard.
All right, but can we all agree that we all wish we had these teachers?
Yes. No, 100%. I would have graduated with honors
All right.
and a boner.
Yeah.
No, I still left with a boner, but
You could have fucked them, not impressed them. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right. You know what we haven't done in a while? A roundup.
No, we haven't.
yeah.
I think it's time. What do you think?
Let's do it.
I think so.
First of all, in the middle, boys,
Oh, I'll do that.
we haven't cheers tonight.
It's been a
No,
while.
we haven't. Yeah.
It's been a while. Cheers to a good episode. We haven't just kind of hung out in a while.
No, we really haven't. Now that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
mentioned it.
Exactly.
But one of the best headlines I've heard in a while. We're talking about teachers fucking their students.
Yeah.
There was one that stood out above all, and that would be Mary Kay Letourneau.
She
She
started
was
it
the
all.
first, obviously not the first.
the first
but
one to
the
get
f-
caught on
and-
mass media.
On mass media.
Yeah, very
Yep.
publicly.
And not only that, she followed through. Like, she didn't just fuck this
She
guy.
doubled down.
No, she doubled down.
She doubled down, married this son of a bitch.
Had kids, I think, right?
Yeah, they had 3 kids.
my God.
Two or three.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, she died of colon cancer
Yes.
because her kids put it in her ass. She's a fucking pedophile.
She had her first kid while she was in prison.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Oh, she was pregnant. Put it this way, his daughter,
Put it this way. That's what she told him.
his oldest daughter is 12 years younger than him.
Fuck. Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, they just kept breeding.
And they had more.
Now, this is a few weeks ago, but we do have to talk about this because this is right in line with
Oh,
this show.
it is.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Holy
oh no,
shit.
yeah, she was
Oh, no,
banging this
he
kid.
was pumping spooge into her,
Yep.
and she was just going with it.
While she was married at the time
Oh, shit, that's right.
with the kid.
But now dead at 58 from colon cancer. So, because we're such classy motherfuckers,
Yes.
what really killed her?
Fuck her. All right.
I want to lead off with saying that she coined the phrase play date. But go on, Dave.
I'd say it was just schlong division.
Yeah.
I just think she died from knowing she wouldn't see her husband's graduation.
I was thinking her rectum got hammered by trying to get that Lego removed from it.
She tried to force a square peg into her round asshole.
I thought it was a rogue Crayola fragment in the anus.
I thought she tripped over her husband's sippy cup and landed on the fucking Lincoln log.
Wow, fucking Lincoln Log.
There's a lot going on now.
2 kids references there.
Yeah.
All that time in prison, she had a Thomas the Train run on her ass.
Nice. I thought she was sad and sick from missing out on all that fuck you Dateline money.
I thought maybe she had an affair and fucking got it from getting banged by a full-grown dick.
She lived up to her childhood personality of Dora the Horror.
I thought she died of a broken heart made out of macaroni and rubber cement.
Oh, she. All right. Sorry, that was a good one. I thought she maybe food poison from her husband's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
One game too many of poop shoots and lads.
I like that. I thought she died just from the realization that she was a fucking child rapist.
Yeah.
They got a divorce, her and her husband. So they left each other. And I think the cause of her colon cancer was found out to be that her current boyfriend's umbilical cord got lodged into her asshole while they were doing it doggy style.
Well, we're going to put that in the essay question portion of the roundup.
In 500 words or less, tell this joke.
Yep. I didn't know what to call that little portion of umbilical cord that they put that little clip on, that bread tie.
Nubbins.
The
It's the nubbins.
nubbins. There you go. It rotted in her butthole.
Her nubbins rotted in her
Yeah,
butthole.
that's it. There you go.
When you're that young, it's just called the tip.
Or if you're Dave.
I just thought she died from karma.
There you go.
And we can't end on any better one than that. So let's go to a little housekeeping. It's been a few weeks, but go visit us on needless-to-say-podcast.com. Go visit us on our swag shop at represent.com/store/NTS podcast. Check us out on social media. On Twitter at NTS_podcast, on Facebook at NTS_podcast, and on Instagram where Dave is sucking eggs over at Needless to Say podcast, all lowercase. Also, Endeavor Podcast Solutions. We haven't thrown them some love in a while. Dave, do me a favor and try to dig into the trenches of your fucking rotted memory and tell me a little bit about...
They're all shooting out of the top of his head.
Exactly. Shooting out of this faux hawk.
Our friends at Endeavor Podcast Solutions can help you with anything related to your podcast, whether it's getting started, wrapping up, editing, intros, outros, whatever you need to make your podcast better. Our friends at EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com can help you out.
You know what, Dave? That is fucking sexy. I want you to take us out tonight.
Needless to say, we said it.